Hi there, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Queen and Slim. On a first date, a black man and woman are stopped by a policeman over a minor traffic infraction. As the situation spirals, the man kills the officer in a self defense, forcing the two to go on the run. As they drive, these two unlikely fugitives discover themselves in the most dire of circumstances, forging a powerful love that reveals their shared humanity and shapes the rest of their lives. This is a 2020 film, rated R. It runs a little over 2 hours. And I'm sorry I can't get the names because everything's covered up with stickers and everything. It's covered up the names and everything. But last the guy's last name is Adayo, and girl's first name is Jody. So we'll go off of that. And this is Queen and Slim. Well, I've got to start off by giving this movie props for being original, sort of. It is a classic story of people on the run, but it's these people's story. And it's, these people's interactions, and, they're honestly are strangers. And when it starts out like that, even though we saw it in the previews a bunch of times, and everything, that that was the situation, it still is a really interesting dilemma. Having two strangers just kind of put together and saying, "Hey, here's the situation. What are you going to do after it?" So, as the movie progresses, it's kind of like the Sims games that we like. You can download some on your phone. We used to play on PlayStation and the computer, where it's like, here's a situation. What are you gonna do? If you select this option, it's gonna go this way. If you select this option, it's gonna go that way. And honestly, it just felt like that. It's like everybody along their path kind of said, you know, hey, what do you want to do? Wait 1 or 2 days. What do you want to do? Walk with me or stay here and wait with the car? And there were choices. And so that kind of kept us involved with the movie. And that was about the only thing that really kept me interested, was because, it was kind of interactive and it brought us along the adventure with them. And oh, do you want to spend all the money you have, or do you not? um, so I will give it props for having an adventure style movie, being very interesting. And um, I have a sincere problem with movies like this because it's not technically acting when you're able to just comfortably say, obvious things. And, I just feel like anybody can make a movie like this. There's obvious things to say, there's obvious things to do. You know what's going to end up happening most of the time. There's a couple surprises with this movie, which is nice that it's not so predictable. But most of the time, movies like this are pretty predictable. You can kind of tell what's going to happen at the end, and even though it's dramatic, it is drawn out. This movie is very drawn out. There's a lot of stuff that happens in here, and you're like, okay, you're on the run. Why would you be stopping at a bar? Why would you be stopping for this? Why would you be taking this detour? Like, why are you riding in the back seat with this guy that's smoking, like, going like 20 miles per hour? It's just like a lot of bad choices are made by the characters, and it's not the actor's fault, but they're playing these people and they're letting this happen. And you're just like talking to the movie, it's like, why are you doing this and this and this and this? There's like 6 to 10 different things, like, you have to ask yourself, if I was on the run, would I seriously stop and do this and this and this and this and this? And so I think that's what really hurts this movie. It is. I do understand why people have been liking this over the last couple months. I didn't want to watch it in theater. I finally saw it here at home on DVD from the library, and I just it is what I thought it was going to be. You know, nothing shocked me. Nothing made me hate it. It's very middle of the road kind of a movie because of what I've kind of been talking about, kind of because of the predictability, because of the questionable things that has happened, because of mostly because of its message. I mean, like we see this movie a lot, and I know that this country has had a lot of racist problems, a lot of color issues, but I don't know about every single movie that's made about these problems. Like, what side are you supposed to be on? Like, even as a white, you know, almost, to middle age male, I'm on the side of Queen and Slim. I understand what happened to them, and their traffic stop in this movie was really bad, and all these people along the way helping them out. I understand that they're good, and the movie is supposed to get you on their side. That's the point of it being created, and I am on their side the whole time. I really liked this one cop that kind of helps them out, and I really like this kid that kind of befriends them for a minute. So I understand everything in this movie is very dramatic. It's a movie. It's for entertainment purposes, but it's also supposed to paint light on kind of what this country is and what it used to be, and still we have these problems with just minor traffic stops. But I just get a little tired of movies, laying it on. And this movie, the characters that are in here, the actors that are in here, I don't know if they're so much saying their lines as actors or if they're saying their real opinions and they're just being themselves, because it gets very abundant that this is only about, race. And it's not. I mean, it's a movie and it's about people shooting each other. And I think we lose that in light of things. And at the end, what happens at the end is shocking. I'm not going to tell you what it is if you haven't seen it yet. But that is what's supposed to happen. They are criminals. They did shoot somebody. It doesn't matter what color skin they are. Any kind of movie like this, you shot somebody. I think we kind of lose meaning in that, and again, it gets covered up, and kind of it gives a reason for people to rally when something like this happens, because it does get to be made out of color. As the reason things happen. But if somebody shoots a cop, somebody shoots a cop. That's what I'm trying to get to the point here of, is that this movie is about somebody shooting a cop. And I think the end justifies the means. I think it's very sad. I think it's very emotional. But I just think that movies like this are a little excessive with making it about race when it's not. Very well done movie. Maybe a little too long. Lots of questionable things happening along the way. Lots of weird conversations and interactions with people. I didn't really connect with it, along the way too much. I was just intrigued by the storytelling and what was going to happen next and what was going to happen at the end. That's about it. So, it's a really hard movie to grade because it's not entertaining. It's a good movie that's well done with lots of people, and it's a story, and you have to follow along. And the end, like I said, is kind of a good ending, and then they kind of draw it out a little bit more. It's really drawn out, so I think that's what hurts it. I'll give Queen and Slim a B minus. I want that to portray that I enjoyed the movie, and I can suggest watching it because everybody's going to take something different away from a movie like this, and it might be the matter of race. It might be the fact that it's just a good journey movie. So whatever you take away from it, however you feel about it, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I think B minus is pretty good grade, and I can suggest watching Queen and Slim. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. Enjoy your movies. Thanks.